So this is going to be a movie review. This one's called Escape from Hellhole, or just plain Hellhole. It's the first Indonesian movie that I've ever seen in my life. Needless to say, all the women in this movie are extremely hot, and this is one of the best movies that I've ever seen. Simply for that reason. For instance, Indonesian women do not shave their armpits. There's one woman in this movie who dances with her arms raised, revealing her furry armpits for about 5 minutes. And the amazing thing about it is that there's a really cheap sounding synthesizer in the background while she's dancing. Um, Now we're talking, you know, even cheaper than say background music from the Cars or Devo. You know, the Devo synthesizer, it caught on fire at one of their concerts. But this one is even worse. It's like a Casio $20 keyboard type deal. That's how bad it is. And but that adds to the charm of the movie. I'd say it's very surreal in that respect. I'm not sure if it's a women's in prison movie. It doesn't really seem like it. It's more like a women's slavery movie. At first, the bad guy MG, as he calls himself, makes it appear like he's into human trafficking, but I was thinking more along the lines of prostitution. I was wrong, of course. What he's doing is he's locking up these women and forcing them to work in a rock quarry, which is kind of a odd business. But this is Indonesia after all, so you don't know what to expect in a third world country like Indonesia. Which brings to mind the other oddity of this movie is that in the beginning they call him Uncle MG, and they talk about marrying MG. So how could you marry your uncle unless incest wasn't cultural taboo, or maybe the English dubbing got lost in translation. I'm not too sure, but it does have really bad English dubbing, and I don't know if they're trying to translate it from the Indonesian language, which I have no clue any of the words. I see people from Indonesia posting stuff on Facebook, but I don't understand what any of the words mean. So it could be a difficult language to translate, and maybe I'm not making light. Maybe I shouldn't make light of cultural taboos like that. It could have just been lost in translation. But this movie has everything. We're talking, scantily clad babes in prison cells, torture, rape. They even talk about one of the girls even talks about getting married to MG at age 13, which is kind of a cultural taboo. Again, I don't know if they just didn't do the translation, the English dubbing right, or maybe she really did get married at age 13. But I thought that was only legal in Mississippi. Anyway. It's got, what else does it got? It's got explosions. It's got severed tongue. It's just a great movie all around. I mean, if you're into women in prison movies, this is definitely better than Chain Heat or Caged Heat. And this is just a great movie. I've never seen Indonesian movies before, but this one is really good. So if you're into exploitation movies and psychotronic movies, this was a nice find. It's a very rare movie. Nobody's heard of it, and I encourage you to check it out. It's on DVD with 4 movies, which reminds me, the first part of the movie starts flipping a lot. Like I don't know how they did the DVD transfer on this, but it looked like somebody stuck in their garage a VHS tape in their garage for 40 years, and the dog pissed on it like 10 times because the video quality is really bad and grainy, and you can even see the screen flipping like I wanted to reach for the tracking button on my VCR, but it was on DVD, so I don't know if they transferred it from a VHS tape or what, but it looks pretty bad. When I say bad, in the context of this movie, I mean it in a good way. I mean it's so bad that it's good. So check out the movie. Give it 5 stars on Netflix. Like I say, there are 4 other movies. There are 3 other movies on this DVD. I guess 2 are on side A and 2 are on side B, which sort of adds to the cheapness of it. It looks like they're all Indonesian movies. Unfortunately, there's no nudity in this movie, but like I say, the women wear very little clothes, and it looks very hot where they're located. I've never been to Indonesia, but it looks like a hot place. Like temperatures over 100, because the women hardly wear any clothes. Even the men are, it's the 70s. They got their shirts open and trying to look cool. Um, so I don't know if these women were probably filmed under worse conditions than they portrayed as actresses, but yeah, definitely good exploitation movie, and I encourage you to check it out. On the other hand, if you're like a feminist and you say, "Oh, uh, films that depict women in this manner are degrading and whatever," uh, that's that's probably not a good idea for you to watch. I wouldn't call this a chick flick, and it's probably not for women. This is more of like a guy flick, I guess. Um, so I should make that disclaimer at least. And thanks for watching again. This is my 8-minute video. I don't have much more to say about this movie. There are a lot of different cool things